EMSradio.com.
EMS information for the next generation.
The EMS Garage is a production of EMSradio.com. You can find us on Facebook, just search EMS Garage. You can find us on Twitter at EMS Garage. Email us, emsgarage@gmail.com, or call us, 303-720-6001.
The EMS Garage.
Almost ran into the store with his vehicle. Checking out right now.
Okay, I got DG on the phone there. Want to know if you can handle that call as well. Just confirming you are checking the patient.
Sale 922 is on scene. Here's buddy.
Hello everybody, I'm Chris Montera and we're here at EMS World Expo 2018 in Nashville, where the EMS Garage and the EMS World podcast collide. It's pretty cool. I'm joined by Dr. Paul
Banerjee.
See, I'm going to mess it up. As well as Raf Vitone. And we're going to talk about pediatric arrest. And so I think you're talking about that while you're here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you or no?
Yeah, I'll be with Dr. Banerjee.
Nice. So what are you guys using out there?
So we're using the Hands Heavy. It's worked really well. We used what everybody else did before. And for 2 years straight, our resuscitation rates were zero. Every child died.
Wow.
We had ROSC rates about 5% one year, 11% the other year. And then unfortunately that everybody died, so we need to do something different. So we looked at the Hands Heavy and we approached that, and we used that as part of our problem solving. We realized it was multifaceted, and that was just a big part of changing our culture, thought process, and our success rate has been amazing, and we're having ROSC rates of 50% plus for pediatric arrests,
Really?
unheard of, and resuscitation rates about 35%, which is again 7 times higher than the national average. So Hands Heavy has a huge part in this, but there's a lot of physiologic things that we've changed and modified that maybe other people don't. I think that's made a big difference.
Well, Dr. Antevi won Medical Director of the Year or something today, which was awesome, because he's such a great guy. I love Dr. Antevi. So, Raf, you're a provider. Are you using it in the field?
Well, I'm not in the field anymore.
I'm
overseeing the EMS section for our department. But Polk County, we have a geographical area about 2,010 square miles, so we have a very large geographical area to cover. A lot of water in Polk County, and therefore, unfortunately, we get a lot of pediatric drownings, probably much more than the average area would find.
Is that fresh or salt?
It's fresh water, and then we have a unique situation in which we're located about, an area of our county is located only about 20 minutes away from Disney World. And in that area, we have a large population of rental homes for European visitors. And the difference is that Europeans don't have backyard pools. So they're not used to having a house with a backyard pool. And unfortunately, we tend to see a large increase in pediatric drownings in that area. So we as a department have done proactive work in trying to prevent those with educational materials. But when we introduced the Hands Heavy system and really started transitioning our system away from the old and into the Hands Heavy systems, where we really started to see a lot of success.
Right. So how we're using Hands Heavy too, and I think it's a great system. What it's seen, and I don't know if you've seen the same thing, but from our provider's perspective, it gives them confidence.
Yes.
I mean, they're just like, they're on it. And I hated pediatric arrest when I was on the field, and just seeing them just go, yep, I've got it. Right. Are you seeing similar results?
Yes, it provides two things, I think. It really drills in a systematic approach that's very simple. And along with it, like you said, it builds the provider confidence in dealing with the pediatric cardiac arrest. And with that, they're more secure in their skills, and they're more comfortable staying on scene longer, which is what we really think makes the difference, is providing that initial care, that airway, breathing, circulation, drill, and epi. And instead of running and gunning with it, they're staying on scene. And I think only because of the hand-heavy system giving them that confidence to stay on scene is one of the real benefits of the program.
That's cool.
And I think we can also see a transition. Also, it also sees a transition when you have a paramedic that's comfortable in pediatric, you have a paramedic that's comfortable in everything.
Yep.
So it's really, I believe, actually spread out to all patients that we cover.
Makes sense.
In a way, for the success of the program.
So, Paul, as a medical director, what has it given you?
I think it's given us a lot of satisfaction that we're able to change lives, save lives that we weren't saving before. I think it really helps the confidence for the paramedics, and so when they're comfortable with resuscitation, should be something simple, routine that we do every day. When it's a 70-year-old guy, you don't think twice. 7-year-old child, your brain shuts off for some reason because the math is difficult and what do I do? And most agencies will pick them up, take them to the ambulance because they're not very comfortable with peds, and they have to look up on the tape, what am I doing dose-wise? And you don't do it in front of the families because you're afraid to look dumb. So it's a lot easier to look dumb behind closed doors and kind of fumble through this arrest, whereas if it's a 70-year-old guy, you're not picking that guy up, taking him to the ambulance and starting working him. Why? Because the more time you waste, the more death you're going to promote and the lower the chance of resuscitation. So as a result, what we want you to do is work them on scene, make sure you're in, get everything done on scene and get our ROSC rates up and be as successful as we can, and it's been very good.
Why would a system say not want to do it? I can't imagine that there's anybody out there that would do that, but why would somebody not want to do it?
I think a lot of it is education. People don't know. People are very comfortable going with what's been done. And if I follow what everybody else does, I'm in the standard of care, so it's all good. So I'm not going to risk doing anything different. And if you don't risk anything, you don't gain anything. And basically, if you look at the resuscitation rates, the survival rates for pediatric arrest about 8%. ROSC rates are about 10%. So if we're doing everything we're doing as everybody else is doing, basically kids are dying. So let's try something different.
Do you have any anecdotal stories of a kid you saved where the family was just like, oh my God? I mean,
actually, we had a child, if I'm remembering this correctly, we had a child near drowning, and the mother was a producer of the Today Show.
Wow.
And I think we had a really positive outcome with that, and it was when we probably about 6 or 8 months into the hand-heavy system when this happened. Any one specific story, I'm not sure of. I would like to say though, shout out to the providers out there, Polk County Fire Rescue, the paramedics, for our department, Polk County Fire Rescue paramedics and EMTs, and the municipalities that also partner with us, Lakeland Fire, Winter Haven, and Lake Wales Fire Department. Those are the ones that are really doing the work out there. I think I go back to the idea with the pediatric arrest. You're wondering why other departments aren't doing it or making that transition. If you look at from the paramedic programs out there, through the paramedic, in school. The paramedic school, the curriculum, it's woefully inadequate when it comes to pediatrics. And I think that transitions into most departments in that it's just something you don't want to think about when it's such a small percentage of the calls that you do. I think everyone agrees that it's a small percentage, but everyone wants that child to live. But it just, like anything, it just seems as though pediatrics is mostly ignored within most departments. And I'm telling you, it's a very easy program, it's a very cheap program, and the payoffs can be fantastic for your department.
Well, and I think that's pretty much all of EMS education. We get good at these very rote things, but pediatrics, geriatrics, OB, mental health, these are all little things that get kind of thrown into the mix, but we really don't spend a lot of time on because they are. I mean, even though mental health is probably the number one call that most of us run with regularity all the time, we don't spend a lot of time on it in school. So I think you bring up a great point that we need to start educating that it's not a scary call.
Right.
And that's what hand heavy does. It says it's not scary. So what's the next? So is there another thing out there like hand heavy for support geriatrics, or do you even see that as the next wave? I mean, I think as we're looking at innovation in EMS, there's got to be something else out there.
Well, so we started a regional partnership with our 3 counties, Orange County, Polk County, Lake County, and Osceola County, about minimizing our misses on 55-year-old patients.
Nice.
Primarily, we've had this called trauma gray. They're not trauma alerts, but they're a 55-year-old guy who fell on his head, is on Eliquis. Chances are you could have a bleed. There's a 2 to 4% chance of a bleed. And if the initial CAT scan's negative, there's still, like I said, a 4% chance that they may bleed again. So we're actually bypassing local facilities and going to trauma centers where they're watched and admitted. We just had a research article published at the Trauma Symposium 2017 in Chicago because of what we're doing with that. The admission rate for these trauma grays is about 60%. So these people who would have gone to local centers, maybe had bad outcomes, sent home because of a lack of understanding, education, all the above, are now not missed in the safety net.
That's very cool. You guys have a very unique population. You have this very older population and a very young population, and they come all the time, right? I mean, that's pretty amazing to me. So, Raf, where can people find out information about your system and where you're located?
Well, we're located in the middle of the state of Florida. We're, I believe, like the 4th largest landmass county. We got 2,010 square miles that we cover. We have a Polk County Fire Rescue website, and easily found, and the Polk County Board of County Commissioners website for more information for our department.
Raf, thank you for
and
joining us.
We're always hiring paramedics.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? And Paul, where can people find you and find information about at least about your research? Are you guys going to publish this?
We've published about 15 articles or so from Journal Critical Care. We've partnered up with Dr. Paul Pepe and really kind of really taken off what we've done. I think it's hand heavy is a big part, but it's getting an intubation on scene, getting a definitive airway, controlling your ventilation, 1 breath every 10 seconds, staying on scene, and maintaining that confidence. And I think once you do a lot of small little things together, I think it really becomes a big thing. And like I said, we've published internationally already. Dr. Ganti, Dr. Pepe have been really instrumental in helping that. We just got one published in Critical Care last month.
Excellent.
So we've submitted, and hopefully we'll get something done for resuscitation soon. But it's been a great journey, and we've saved a lot of lives, and that makes us the most important thing.
That's great. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Raf. I appreciate it. My name's Chris Montera, and this is the EMS Garage / EMS World Expo, and we're EMS World Podcast. We're coming to you from EMS World Expo in Nashville, 2018. To look for more information and more content, stay right on this channel.